Very good. Very good. Very pleased. Cutting back a little bit because I don't want us to get too far ahead. I don't want us to be playing like it's December and it's October. So some of the practices we've cut short simply because they're getting done what I want to get done, and when they hit that spot, I just stop. Not, you know, again, we're practicing most times with 10 guys on the floor, so those 10 aren't leaving very often, and we don't have to go long. So practice 2 hours and 10 minutes yesterday, probably practice about the same, maybe less today. Guys are coming in at night, it's great. They're getting their own work in, and when you do it the way we do it, you have time to go do that other stuff, and you get time to do whatever you want to work on. So,
have you seen these guys enough to kind of know what the predominant style is going to be this season?
Not yet. It'll all play out. Kind of like last year, you kind of figure out and get through games, and you know you think something's going to work, and then you play some really good teams, and you say that ain't working against really good teams, so we got to go back and figure out what we do. But what I've liked is a guy like Terrence Jones right now, and I'll tell you, if there's a better player in the country, I got to see him. Maybe that guy's in our gym, I don't know, but if there is somebody better than Terrence, I got to see. First in all the running things, first out on the court, comes back in the evening and shoots. Different whole focus. I had 4 scouts in here yesterday that said his focus on basketball and what he is compared to last year is not even close. Now you're seeing a young man that has changed his habits, changed his body, added skill level, and now a different attitude toward basketball. Who does that sound like? Josh Harrelson. So now what you see is a different player. The competitiveness in our practices has changed. You should see the wars between Darius and Michael Gilchrist. Wow. I mean, absolute vicious. And after it's done, they hit each other on the butt. They like each other. They like what they're doing for each other. Darius has never been better. Never. He has taken himself, and I think the way he has to compete in practice. And obviously the same. Eloy is not the same. You know what Eloy's doing in the morning and at night? He's conditioning. Whoa. So now all of a sudden, he's changed his habits to practice. He's changed his conditioning. He's changed some of his skills and his attitude toward basketball, and you would be surprised. He's changed the outcome, and now you see a different play. That's the only way this works. And I always say, tell these guys 20 times, you want a chance? I need a chance. I just need a chance. Go play the lottery. It's $1. You can win $150 million. There's your chance. You're not getting it here. I mean, you either earn minutes or you work your way out of minutes. And it's simple. And got a good group, though.
John, do you have to settle on pick and roll or dribble drive or anything, or can you get good at many different things?
Well, you got to settle on something at some point of how you're going to play. But what I'm finding out is the pick and roll with this team has really been interesting. I mean, it is, you know, and again, I've never run pick and roll, and partly because I didn't want to bring 2 defenders to my best player. Why would I do that? Especially when he didn't need somebody to get himself open or drive by them. Whether it was Derrick Rose or Tyreek Evans was so physical, he didn't need a guy. He could beat his own guy. How would they have played John Wall if we went pick and roll? They'd have gone under. Now I would have had John Wall shooting jump shots instead of attacking the basket. Now we're a little different, mainly because as we attack, we have the players in there that we do want to get the ball to, and we do want to create space, and we're using the pick and roll to get into the dribble drive. So instead of just coming down and just starting, we're doing it off the pick and roll and bang, and then we play. So they're doing pretty well.
So what do you want to get out of tomorrow?
Just going to scrimmage. I mean, someone said, fans like to see you put them through. We may just do warm-up lines and scrimmage. Yesterday was the first time in the 13th practice we scrimmaged. Last year we practiced at the 10th scrimmage, or 10th day we scrimmaged. So, you know, I waited a while because we had so many new guys. It just wasn't ready for us to be scrimmaging with officials. We'll do it today, and what I saw yesterday, we probably will scrimmage from here on in. The competitiveness, we're getting out what we need to. We can do drill work and work on whatever and then throw it up for an hour.
Did you know the script would be as competitive as it's been?
Well, you know, you can almost tell through recruiting where it's, all right, here's what you look at. You know, people, well, you use Big Blue Madness to just emotionally overwhelm them. No, you know what I say to them? That's every home game. Can you deal with it? It's what it's like. Boys, if you can't deal with that, don't come here. How about this one? It's also every road game, except they're against you. Now, can you deal with that? If you can't, don't come here. The same thing, they come and watch practice. Those recruits all were in here watching practice. They either said, I want this, or I'm not looking for this. It's that competitive, it's that hard. Oh my goodness, they don't stop. Does he give them a water break? I mean, it's an open book. This is how it is. I'm not going to change how I coach. It's how I coach. I'm not going to change our style. You know, we may change how we get into our style, depending on personnel, but how we defend, we may do it different ways, but we're going to end up being a great defensive team. So it's an open book in that way.
Can you talk about Terrence this year in practice and scouts telling you the difference between last year and this year? What, from your perspective, what was he not doing last year in practice that he does now?
Well, you've been to about every practice, so you can tell him what he's doing now. But what he didn't do, he and Duran fought for the last guy to walk in the gym every day. And it was 30 seconds before the bell went off. And I think they were in the hallway arguing who should go first and who should be following. Now he's out there. He wasn't in this kind of condition. He didn't have this kind of physique with him. He had a very hard left hand. He had to go that way. You're watching him now, goes wherever he wants. His shooting was streaky at best. Now he's been pretty consistent. Defensively, I mean, now he's challenged. Like you're not just running by me. So it's totally different than he was a year ago.
John, you seem to have more praise, I think, this preseason than you did for when you had Wall and Cousins and last year as well. Are you just more comfortable?
I know this, I'm not coaching any effort. I'm not coaching intensity, enthusiasm. Occasionally I got to stop them for tough shots. Occasionally. I haven't said boo to Darius. I haven't said boo to Terrence. You know, the young kids I'll get on occasionally, but you know, they're giving everything they have. What else can you ask? So, you know, this is not going to be easy because we're so young again. But I'm going to say this to you. I like my team. I really like my team.
John, using the pick and roll the way you are now, is your comfort level different with that because of what you do?
Yeah. That, and you know, I've studied it now. I've never, you know, I'm not going to just put something in where I haven't studied it. And yesterday we had, you know, Eric Spoelstra was in here, and I made